Today is the day that we embark on the journey that I have been waiting for literally a year. Guys, I don't know exactly how this video is gonna look, like if I'm just gonna be reading funny story or if I'm also gonna throw in like another Emily Henry reread in here. I'm really not sure. But all that I can tell you for certain is I am so freaking excited. I have mentioned this on my channel before, but I've been reading Emily Henry books ever since Beach Read came out. That book came out as a book of the month book years ago, and ever since then I've just been reading her books when she releases them. This book, I've been putting it off just a little bit longer than I usually would because I don't want it to end, you know? Like, I've been looking forward to this for so long, and once I've read Funny Story, I don't have another Emily Henry book to be looking forward to, or at least nothing that she's announced. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I don't honestly know that much about it. All I know is the two main characters that we follow, I think their names are Daphne and Miles, get broken up with by their significant others, and their significant others date each other. So let's get into this. Oh, I'm so excited. Chicken nuggets, Emily Henry book, coffee. What more could I need? Nothing. It's the next day now, and I wanted to give a little 15% update. I'm on page 50, I think, in the Kindle version of this book. And literally 15 pages in, I was already pretty much hooked. And I'm trying really hard not to just assume that this is gonna be like the best book on the entire planet because I love the author. I do know that there's a certain amount that I am gonna love this book, but I'm not just assuming that every new release she has is gonna be my new #1, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy every single second of this story. And I know I gave a little bit of the synopsis earlier, but the only other thing that I feel like is important for you guys to know about the plot that I've learned since starting is that Miles and Daphne end up living together, because since they got broken up with by their significant others who decided to date each other, who were also childhood best friends, might I add, Miles and Daphne become roommates. And so there's a forced proximity situation, and then also within the first 50 pages we get a fake dating situation, and I'm eating it up. I'm getting the vibe that this is gonna be like strangers to friends to lovers kind of situation. And I feel like the other thing that I'm picking up on really early is there's going to be a lot of opportunity for growth and healing in our characters, because they're both like heartbroken, you know, like they're so sad, and neither of them are the best versions of themselves. So I'm hoping we get a really beautiful like character growth and character arc situation. So yeah, those are my main little updates. I don't know how frequently I want to update this video because I just like want to soak in every little thing, but I also don't want to be too redundant. So we'll see what I end up having to say. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. While we're here, comment your name down below and if you're an Emily Henry fan, because I love getting to know you guys beyond your username. I just love this community so much. Okay, I'm gonna go read. I have like an hour before I have plans. I want to say it's been like 2 days since I filmed an update for this video, and I got a little bit carried away last night. I was planning on updating you guys sooner, so that's on me. I think I literally mentioned before that I wanted to give like more updates than I normally would because I was so excited about this book. But the challenge is when you really like a book, it's a little bit difficult to put it down and remember to update the camera, update you all. But last night I got to page 220, 58% of the way through this book. And I'm already starting to get sad that like my Emily Henry book of the year is gonna be over in the next few days, and that's an issue in itself that I'm going to tackle another time. But as you can probably tell, I'm really enjoying the book so far. I feel like it definitely had a bit of a slow start for me, but as we approach the part of the book where the characters are starting to open up to one another a little bit more, I'm starting to learn a little bit more about Daphne and her upbringing, more about Miles and like his past. For me, when we get that side of characters, in the same way that the characters are able to connect to each other, I'm building my relationship with the two of them. So I feel like I was just enjoying it. I was liking it. I was having a good time for the first, I don't know, 30%. But now 50, 60% of the way through, I'm like, oh, I'm learning about who they are and where they come from, and it's allowing me to just like feel more connected to the story. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna top and like some of my other favorite Emily Henry books. We'll figure that out again later. And also this fake dating scenario, I won't say much. I want you guys to experience the beauty of this story on your own, but it feels kind of founded in reality, which I feel like most fake dating scenarios are pretty dumb or like would never actually happen. But like I could see some people pulling this out here in the real world. So sorry if you can hear my chair cracking. I'm not trying to do that. I'm gonna use the garbage truck outside as a sign that I need to stop chatting and get to working, get to exercising, and then get to reading. All I wanna do, guys, all I wanna do is just read this dang book when I have other things to get done, and it's Hello everybody. I think, has it been 1 day, 2 days? Honestly, I don't remember the last time that I filmed for this video, but I'm now 78% of the way through Funny Story at page 301. And this is just continuing to have that slow build feeling where as the characters are really broken down, I'm just connecting with them more and more. I also just love how realistic this book feels. Nothing is so dramatic to the point where I feel like it couldn't happen, if that makes sense. Like everything that Miles is feeling and everything that Daphne is experiencing, I'm like, wow, you guys are so normal. So many people go through the experiences that both of these characters are having. And for me, it's just such a lovely thing because obviously romance books romanticize life and relationships and stuff like that. And it's really lovely to read a story and have this beautiful happy ending and all these things just like magically working out. Not to say that that's not gonna happen here, but I just really appreciate reading about characters who have just such real issues. And I don't know, I don't know if anyone else is gonna relate to that. Sometimes the fun of reading is having these big dramatic plot lines and character elements or whatever. But for me, just how real and whole these characters feel is so refreshing. I still have no idea what I'm gonna rate this book. It's really gonna depend on the ending, like really gonna depend, because I'm really enjoying it. I'm just feeling like relaxed and distracted, and it's the perfect escapism that I've needed right now, and I'm so grateful for that. And there's also, in classic Emily Henry style, lots of references to reading. I don't know if I said this, but Daphne is a librarian, and she just like reads to kids and loves books. And it's just really sweet, and for all readers, it's very relatable. And I feel like all of Emily Henry's books kind of do that. I think that's all the updates I have on this book. I will come back on, obviously, and give my final review. But what I wanted to mention now is I'm actually going on a little trip this weekend. It's the 3-day weekend, whatever. I don't even know what today's date is, but it's about to be the 3-day weekend. I kind of thought it'd be fun to just continue this video and read another Emily Henry book. I'll get more into that later, but yeah, I'm going on a road trip tomorrow, gonna see some family. It's gonna be great. So this is gonna be a little reading travel vlog, in addition to just being a video where we read books by my favorite author on the entire planet. So more on that tomorrow. I now need to go to the farmer's market. Yes, so I will talk to you guys soon. Good morning, everybody. I am now at my Nana's house if the scenery looks a little bit different. And this morning I did finish Funny Story. This book was literally so cute. I know I've been saying that throughout this entire freaking video, but I can't get over how realistic this story felt, literally to the very end. Like, even, you know, these big conflicts that happen at the end of romance books, it felt like something that could happen in this story, and I really appreciated that. I think my final review, or like my final rating, at least so far, I think I need to sit with it a little bit longer, but I'm leaning towards a 4.5. I think there was just something about this book that I didn't fully connect with compared to at least some of her other books like Beach Read or Happy Place. Like, this book probably takes third spot out of her 5 like main books. I think there were a few moments where there were mention of some characters that I felt like I would have liked to explore a little bit more thoroughly. I want to be vague on purpose since I don't want to spoil this story for anybody. I think you'll understand if you have read this book before. And I think there were also moments that kind of dragged on where Miles and Daphne weren't together. Like, I spent a little bit more time in Daphne's head reflecting and, you know, creating these situations in her mind. And I felt like those moments occasionally would go on too long, where I felt like it needed Miles' character to break up these situations, you know? Again, I'm trying to be vague. Like, they would be apart from each other for longer than I liked. And I think it was to like drag on some tension. And in those moments, I think I just felt like I wanted to just get to the part where they were together and there could be some kind of resolution or some kind of conversation. I think the miscommunication that does happen in this book is reasonable. I will say that. I don't think it was there for no reason. So if you don't like miscommunication, which there is some in this book, I wouldn't let that scare you away from reading this, because this form of miscommunication felt, again, very realistic, and I don't know how this book would have gone without it. It made sense for the plot, it made sense for the characters. Yeah, I think there were just moments where I would have preferred Miles and Daphne came together a little bit sooner. And then also just a little bit, there's 2 characters in particular that I feel like they were there, that I'm not really sure how they facilitated the plot. Like, I understand what their purpose was, but I just needed a little bit more as a reader. I think those are my like main thoughts. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 4.5. I'm so happy that I finally read this book, but I'm also definitely sad. I'm definitely sad that it's over. I think it's gonna focus on you, not me.
Oh, little old me. It's not centered.
No, or straight. Show everybody your book.
Oh, we're recording?
Yeah. We're doing a buddy read. I took a little video when I surprised you. You saw that, right?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a surprise. Tiny one.
Oh.
Open the bag.
This one?
Yep.
Uh-huh. Dun, dun, dun. We're trying to figure out how to open this contraption. Is this the right pocket?
I think so.
Prize! I don't know what I'm looking for.
Keep going, you'll know.
For me?
For you.
My own?
Your own.
My own copy?
So we can buddy read.
That's so cute. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I've already read this book before. Lily has not.
I'm a Happy Place virgin.
So, but you're not an Emily Henry virgin.
No, I've read every one of her
Tell
books.
the fans
besides.
what you've read and what you rated them.
Oh, if I remember. I've read Book Lovers, People We Meet on Vacation, and Beach Read.
What's your tier?
Beach Read,
ranking?
I think it was People We Met on Vacation was first because I'm a sucker for Friends to Lovers.
Yeah.
And then it was Beach Read because I'm also a sucker for Enemies to Lovers. And then Book Lovers, which was also super good. But
That's your third?
That's third.
So now you need to read this, which is my favorite.
From what you've said, I feel like it's probably going to be my top.
I don't know if it'll be your favorite. I don't know. I just really loved it. I connected with the characters a lot. And you didn't know that I was getting you.
No,
this
I had
book.
no idea. I thought I was just going to be borrowing hers.
Yeah, I told Lily that I was going to bring my copy so she can borrow it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to annotate it this time.
Oh, yeah.
Because the first time I read it on my Kindle, and I didn't want to buy it until the paperback came out. So I just secretly bought you your own copy so I can have mine. I already know that this is a 6-star read for me. I'm very curious to see what you think of it. I have all my annotation stuff.
I've never done that before. I've never annotated a book.
I tried to match this as best as I could, but I'm running really low on all my annotation supplies. Anyway, that's enough from us. We're gonna get into this.
Let's see who reads it faster.
Probably you.
I might try.
I'm a very slow reader.
I don't want to read it too fast though, because I want to
Soak in everything.
I want to retain it.
Everyone.
Go watch my YouTube
Lily
channel with 2 YouTube videos from a year ago.
Did start a book channel that I convinced her to make a year ago when I made it.
Yeah.
And then
I made 2 videos.
And then hasn't posted in 11 months.
Yeah.
But
they're pretty good though. I worked hard on them.
I'll link Lily's. I always, in every video, I link your channel.
Do you really?
I do.
Maybe there'll be a comeback. Maybe
go hype her up.
If you guys hype me up in the comments, maybe maybe I can bring some content out for you. If you really want it, then I can figure it out.
Yeah. So. If you guys can hear blow dryers, people talking in the background, the bed creaking, I apologize. I'm at my Nana's house and we're getting ready to go see my cousins. I just wanted to give a little bit of a Happy Place update. I'm on page 170, chapter 17. And like I mentioned before, I am annotating the entire book. And this is the first time I've ever done a reread on this channel. So I wasn't exactly sure how much to document because I know exactly what's gonna happen in this book. So yeah, it's been fun to have a little annotation key and I don't know, just look for things that I didn't know were coming before. It's kind of nice knowing how this book ends and picking up more on some of the foreshadowing that happens in the beginning. Honestly, if you're new here, I've said this before, this is not only my favorite Emily Henry book, this is my favorite book of all time. And it follows this group of friends who, it's like 6 friends, and you get to see 2 timelines of them in college and also 10 years later, and every summer they would go to this house in Maine, like a vacation house that belongs to one of the friends' families, and it just has the best summer vibes, the best, like, such thoroughly developed characters, Everything about it is just my favorite thing ever. And then on top of like every single element of the book being so good, the romance between our two main characters, Harriet and Wynne, is so good. Basically, the romance follows Harriet and Wynne when they fall in love during college, like I said that before, but then in the present timeline, 10 years later, they've broken off an engagement, but their friends don't know about it. And they kind of feel guilty that they didn't tell their friends that they broke off the engagement, so they fake date for reasons that get brought up that I don't want to spoil. It's just so good, and I love Harriet and I love Wynne, and I'm loving it. I'm having the best time. And also seeing my sister read it, like she reads much faster than me, so I think like she's much further into the book than I am, but she's reading it for the first time. And so it's been fun getting her reaction to it and seeing her not knowing how this book is gonna end. I feel like that's been really fun to observe. So yeah, I don't want to sit here and talk too long. I actually have to go. It's a new day. I am in the same location, but I wanted to come on and update you guys because I literally just love this book so much and I cannot bring myself to put the book down to grab the camera and update you all. But I have to leave for my flight soon, which means I had to stop reading. And so naturally, I felt like this was a good time to update you guys. So right now I'm on chapter 30, page 297. So I have under 100 pages left to go. I'm continuing to annotate, and just like the first time I read this book, I'm sobbing like a little girl. I cannot control just the tears that, oh. Some people, when they read this book, it's a very light, fun, fluffy romance book, and for others, it resonates so deeply that you literally just cannot help but cry. I've definitely seen people have both experiences, and I'm definitely a crier when it comes to this book. There's just so many things in here that I personally connect to, and I have so much like in my heart. Like I feel so deeply for Harriet and Wynne and their situations that they're in. And obviously as we get closer to the end of the book, more and more gets revealed, and every time we get a new little piece of information, it just makes me cry all over again, even though I know what happens. So I think I definitely can confirm so far that this is still absolutely a 5 and 6-star read. If you love emotional romances, I would really give this a shot. The thing that I have a hard time wrapping my head around is each of the characters, like the 6 friends in this friend group, are so thoroughly developed, so fleshed out in literally under 400 pages. We know them so well. I feel like I know exactly what each person would do in a situation. Their personalities, their characters are each so distinct from each other, and each person plays a crucial role in the plot, and I love that. Each friend has its own purpose, and they bring something so fun and exciting and beautiful to the story. And like I said before, they facilitate the plot, which I hate side characters that are there for no reason. It's just not my favorite thing. And these side characters and best friends feel like my best friends, and I just love what this group of people has, the connection, the relationship that they have to each other. And then on top of that, we get Harriet and Wynne and their connection. So good. Now I do need to catch a flight home, so I think my final update for our lovely reread of Happy Place is going to be back in LA. So I will see you guys there. Hello everybody, I'm back home in LA, and I wanted to not only give my final review of Happy Place, but also just wrap up this video of reading Emily Henry, aka my favorite author on the planet, books for, I think this was over the course of a little over a week. So that's pretty quick for me. If you know, you know. First things first, I have decided that Emily Henry is Mother. I love this book more than I think I love anything. I got to annotate it this time, which was such a blast because I did read this for the first time on Kindle. I don't like to own books twice, so when this first came out, it was just the hardback, and I didn't want to buy the hardback and then buy the paperback. If you guys are interested in the things I was looking at, real quick, I had a tab for descriptions, quotes, commentary, emotional things, Harriet and Wynn's relationship. I had a tab just for Wynn because I love him. And then also character moments and character development. I also just absolutely love the look of an annotated book and the way that it feels, so I'm really excited to put this on my shelf. But overall, in terms of the actual content of the book, I think I took a few B-roll clips while I was at the airport flying home, bawling at the gate, bawling in my seat on the plane, no shame. People next to me, people around me, flight attendant walking up and down the aisle. I was bawling. I mean, imagine me on the plane and the flight attendant coming up to me and asking me if I'd like anything to drink. And I am bawling. All of this is to say, those were very much happy tears because I love this book so much. I don't want to say too much about the end because it's just beautiful. My favorite book ever. And I think that's all I need to say about that. It was so good. I would change literally nothing about this book. And if you haven't read this, I would highly recommend checking it out. And then the final book, quick wrap up. We accomplished this video. No. We accomplished this book in this video, and then we also started out with Funny Story by Emily Henry, her new release that I had been waiting to read for literally a year, and it was phenomenal. Did I say this is like 10 stars for me? And then this one was, I want to say 4.5. I think that's what I said in the clip, and I've thought about it, I've settled on it. That feels really good to me. And these were both just fantastic reads. If you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I literally cannot stress how much I love this community. Don't forget to comment your name down below. I love getting to know you guys a little bit better and growing this community even closer. I also really love to give shout outs on my channel, just again, to grow community. I love talking with you guys in the comments. It's seriously my favorite part. So today I wanted to shout out at Ghostwriter11181. I'm so glad that you found my channel too. Thank you so much. And then I also wanted to shout out Wonderstruck Fleur, and I love this recommendation. Actually, my sister's been begging me to read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. So you know what you're talking about because I think I definitely need to give that a shot. Again, don't forget to put your name and your comment down below so I can really shout you out in a more personal way, but I think that's all from me. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and a fantastic reading month, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.